Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Melbourne versus Richmond game, in which Melbourne are actually keeping their season massively alive. Before I'd actually looked at it, I thought that their season was pretty much dead and buried, especially because I had them losing this game to Richmond, but they ended up winning this game by 13 points, and now with Essendon's loss, I need to look at the AFLW fixtures to end the season, but I'm pretty sure they're now within a massive chance of effectively turning it around. I mean, they do play Hawthorn next week, which will be interesting, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they play Hawthorn and Essendon. Who do Essendon play? Essendon play Richmond. That'll be interesting to see where those two teams are at. But if they beat Hawthorn and Essendon lose to Richmond, then in the final round, Melbourne has Collingwood. Melbourne's going to win that game. And also the likes of Essendon has Carlton. They'll probably win that. So it all comes down to probably this week, if Melbourne are going to make the 8, is the Essendon game, what happens there, because that's their closest or easiest chance to get in, because we know Port has 2 of the easiest fixtures left. And then Freo and Richmond are a win and massive percentage ahead. So with 2 games to go, you're not going to overturn that. But anyway, let's just jump into this video here and jump into this recap here. We can go over that in the tips video. Kate Hall, 102, she did amazing. 22 disposals, 10 tackles. She's done really, really well. And one thing I think we've needed to really watch is the re-emergence of the midfield for Melbourne. It's come in very, very quickly. If we just go to this one here, you'll see exactly what I mean with their midfielders finally gotten back to sort of a full-ish health. If we just go here to Melbourne and then 2024 season 9, you'll see Hanks is still there. But Pearce is back now as well for the ruck duty. You've got Purcell also back in the last couple of weeks, which is one of the main reasons as well that you've seen a drop-off in the Goldrick CBA time in recent times. In the 2 games before she came back, it was a little bit of a drop-off. But then you've also seen, as you see here, Kate Hall 71% as well. Georgia Campbell, the other ruck. Then you see Rianne Watts, the 2 that were sharing. And then you've got also here Heath as well, that has come in, out as well. And sort of taken over that time from Goldrick a little bit, which is a little bit surprising that they've sort of changed the role mid-season. And not even been sort of dropped or injured, etc. And then, so you see that right there. You see Heath, Hall, Purcell, and Hanks as the main 4 midfielders, and a little bit of, those are the 4 midfielders that they run with. They don't even run with a wider rotation. So definitely an interesting thing that they've sort of gotten back to that from what it was in the sort of first game when it was Lampard, Goldrick, and also so it's weird to see that Heath has taken on sort of Lampard and Goldrick's minutes now, and then also the likes of Hall has actually increased her minutes, and Beasley's not on the side as well, so you can just see the chaos there. But that midfield has sort of, oopsie, did not mean to click on that. That has meant that Goldrick's scoring ability is very, very low now. McNamara, 83, she's done pretty well. Heath, 14 tackles, 8 touches for an 82. To get to 82 off of 8 disposals is pretty good, to be honest with you. Purcell, 24 touches, 5 tackles, 77. Gore with a 70, 5 tackles, 10 touches. Lampard, 17 touches, 4 marks, 3 tackles for a 70 as well. Bannon, Hanks, Fitzsimmons, Chaplin, Pearce, Goldrick with a 49. And if you look at the live scoring for it, if we just go here to AFLW, and then we go to the Melbourne game, you'll see that she was very, very low. I think she was on 15 at halftime. Fantasy quarter by quarter, please. You'll see where's the likes of Goldrick, 4, and then 14 in the second, and 12, and then 19 in the last to get up to a 49. So she was on 18 at halftime, and then had a 31-point second half to get up to a 49. Would like to see her score just a couple of 20-point quarters there, or even if that 4-point quarter is like a 15-point quarter, that would get her up to a 60, and 60 is totally fine. But she's just been struggling to score the last couple of games, which is a little bit annoying, to be honest with you, but it is what it is. This fantasy season can get down the drain, and we can get into the BBL Supercoach season, hopefully soon. But anyway, that is about the Goldrick and how her scoring has sort of fallen off a little bit and the reason behind it. But yeah, she's just struggling at the moment. Zenka, and a lot of the reason, part of the reason is that half of her tackles are just not, they're just getting a legal disposal off to a teammate, which is just a little bit annoying. They're not sticking at the moment, which if they had stuck 2 or 3 more tackles, like I was saying with Daisy Darcy to someone as well. Daisy Darcy had a couple that flipped the other way, and it's 50 instead of a 26. Goldrick could have easily scored probably about a 57 or 61, just 2 or 3 tackles sticking. And she didn't have any free kicks against, which was a good thing. Zanka, 48. Gillard, Watt, 40 for Watt on 47% time on ground is pretty good. Witherspoon, Mithen, Mackin, Taylor again, and Georgia Campbell. So they did go with the 3 rucks, which is a little bit surprising, to be honest with you. As well as having Gall and Gillard do some ruck duty, but not Georgia Campbell. A little bit surprising, but it is what it is. And then you have over here the Richmond show and Isla Sheeran. She went off, or Elise Sheeran. I think it's Isla. But anyway, 30 touches, 7 tackles, and a goal for a 117. She was absolutely going off. And this is just, I didn't have Sheeran, didn't have Gay, didn't have Newton. And yeah, I just didn't have the 3 top scoring defenders. If I had them, like I said, with the million extra that I would have had from non-injuries, then I would have grabbed those girls up, and I would be in a much better position. I probably would be about 300 points, 400 points better off just in the last couple of weeks. Sheeran had an absolute great game, and it's just annoying that you can't get to her basically. Conti, 93. She did amazing as well. 27 touches, 8 tackles, 3 free kicks against. Denied her the 100 basically. But that is what it is. If we look at the quarter by quarter, you'll see 31-31 and 16-15, a little bit annoying there. Whereas Sheeran picked it up in the second half and got from a 53 to a 117. So yeah, a little bit annoying on that front. Poppy Kelly, 73 again. So again, to the dual ruck, she still did pretty well. So she's one that I'm definitely intrigued about with the rucks and how who will be the next big ruck to sort of profit, especially because she's just really taken that step. So I'm really intrigued if she will still get another sort of expansion of her role, given that if we look at her in around, you sort of see that she's had in and around that 60 to 70% ruck role each and every week. So it'll be interesting to see if she gets even more ruck in the coming year or whatnot, because she's basically had no game below, 72? She has a 66 in here. 66, but then a top of a 95, and then some 80s, etc. So she's been very, very consistent. So it will just be interesting whether she is one that we sort of look at or not next year. Dalloway, Dempsey, Mackenzie, Lavy, Greiser, Egan, McClelland, Shevlin, Ford, Hicks, Seymour. None of these girls really matter, to be honest. Simple as that. Bacon's probably the only one that I'm looking at potentially next year, as she is going to be so underpriced, as well as I think Brennan could be one next year, given that she hasn't really hit the ground running at all this year. And you can see it's still a 52 average for the year after the 16 here. She's had an 85 as well in there. She actually hit the ground running, I guess, in 3-4-5. I thought she had a pretty poor start to the year, but then in 3-4-5 she kicked 8 goals, so she's still got 9 goals for the year. So I just don't know if she's going to be valuable in the long run, just because if we look here, you can see that, where is the goals? I just want to check the goals. That would be 14 goals. That's at 9 goals. And she might have picked up an injury. I don't know exactly. I forgot what the reason why she was out the game early. But yeah, you see that she's at her best. She can have like 15, 16 goal years, but she just hasn't, she's only up to 9 in the 8 games so far. But anyway, that pretty much is the video. A lot of just discussion about sort of this Melbourne midfield dynamic, I guess, and how Goldrick is sort of the one that misses out now, and how Kate Hoare is probably the only Kate Hoare and Sheeran and Conti are probably the only fancy relevant players anymore for this year. But next year, I'd say Bacon is one that I'd look at, because I don't know how old she is per se, but I think she's one of the, I think she's younger though. So I don't think she's like in that, like I was saying with Breed and also Goering, that are like that 21, 22-year-old type of bracket. I think she's more of the 18-year-old, but let me just double check that for you guys. She is, if I bring it up here, she is 19, so yeah, a little bit on the younger side of it. So she's still probably got another year or two before she takes full-time sort of, I think she was a midfielder in her draft year, even though midfield defender, 13th pick in 2023, Sandy and Vic Metro, basketball, etc. Elite athleticism, speed, endurance, side steps, power was one of the standouts, etc. Bacon will likely start her career in defence, and she's April 05, which means that by next season she'll be 20. So I could see that being the step up in the next year or two for Bacon, and she'll be one that's probably going to be fantasy relevant, given that she's priced at, well, will be priced basically at min price. That is effectively 300k, a 24.8. So yeah, she'll be basically min price, which is a good thing for next year, especially with there being, it's hard to find definitely values. Yeah, she'd be at like 321, 322, which is pretty much min price. But anyway, that is the video there. I've extended it out probably way too far, but that's the video. If you did enjoy it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and I'll see you guys in the next game recap. Bye guys.